Okay. Coming to you live from the bowels of hell. New York City in July. That's the bowels of hell. To be honest, today's not that hot. Today is in the low 80s. Doable. Sometimes I pop into a grocery store that I have no business in just to grab some fucking free AC. You know how it is. Fucking stealing AC from the fucking corporate man. That's right, dude. I go in and breathe extra hard. I just I swallow right in front of the manager. I'm all, dude, I'm not paying for this air. I'm not even going to buy anything. And then they go, well, I don't even know what you're doing. And I go, I'm breathing free AC. And then I throw a fucking gallon of milk through the window and I escape. No, I wouldn't do that because a gallon of milk now costs $4,000. Dude, I went to a grocery store after the gym today, which has been going good, by the way. Day 23, no back problems. Pretty good. So I do a pop in. I go, I'm gonna grab some kimchi. I'm gonna get some dark chocolate. I'm gonna grab some bananas, just the regular shit. And then I go to get some eggs. And dude, eggs are so much money now. I know inflation is real, and inflation is something I don't know how to define because I don't know what it is. But I just know that it makes things more expensive. So fuck you, inflation. I'm all for deflation, Is that an economic term? Eggs were, I think, regular, like, the brown, organic-ish looking boxes of eggs, whatever they're called, like Gentle Farms, or whatever the fucking bullshit. It's always like Happy Valley. It's always a name that makes you think, man, these chickens got it so good. They probably want to lay all these eggs, here at Peaceful Meadows. It's always some region with an adjective that makes you think, God, I want to retire there and hang out with these chickens all day, dude. They got it fucking made. Those eggs are always like a little bit more than your average run-of-the-mill fucking like shackle and chain farms or whatever the fuck, We usually get those. But now all eggs are $6.99 for a dozen, $5.99, even $4.99 for a dozen eggs is like obscene. So I don't want to sound like old guy like back in my day, but back in my day, back in when I was like first living on my own, 2000, whatever, let's say 4 or 5, I had my first apartment. I was like, getting stuff. Eggs were free. They just gave you eggs. Like you went to the store and you'd buy whatever you have to buy. And a lot of times they'd be like, hey, you want like a carton of eggs? I'm like, no, I didn't. It's like, no, do you want to just here's a carton of eggs? And I'm like, I don't know that I need. And they're like, hey, we're giving you eggs. Are you not going to take these free eggs that we're giving you with purchase of anything? I was like, all right. And then that's when I got into eggs because they were just free. Then America started falling apart, you guys. And then eggs started to cost money. And when I was even younger, I'm pretty sure they paid you to take eggs. In the late 80s, early 90s, I was too young to remember. Here and there, I'd have memories of my parents coming home from the grocery store with cartons, crates of eggs that they didn't even want. So to have an omelet, you need to be a trillionaire. And I think the only person eating omelets now is Elon Musk. And that's not the America I want to live in, you guys. So needless to say, I took one egg out of a carton and I fucking cracked that shit open and ate it raw, then breathed in some AC and got the fuck out of there. Because, down with corporations, up with people, up with eggs and AC, dude. Free eggs, free AC. That's the America I want. I'm running for president. That's the point of this podcast is I'm announcing my bid for the president. Oh, wait, I wasn't born here. Never mind. I can't do that. Fuck. Damn it. All right. I won't run for president. But all eggs and air conditioning should be free. Who can't get behind that? I'll even vote for RFK Jr. if he says that. If he's like, eggs are free and everyone gets a free air conditioner, I'll be like, yeah, dude, maybe half the senators are lizard people or whatever the fuck he believes. Like, I'll run with that for 4 years if I get free eggs and AC. I do this thing where when I go to the market sometimes, where I go, I'm not gonna bring a bag, or I tell myself I'm not gonna like pay the 30 cents to get a bag, and that will make me get less stuff. you know? And then what ends up happening is I just get better at juggling. Like plate spinning and shit. Like I think today I walked to the cashier with 4 little mini things of yogurt, a jar of kimchi, and a carton of eggs. And I was literally like, and then I had bananas on my nose, and I got all the way to the counter. And then the guy was like, you need a bag, right? And I was like, yeah, I need a bag. So now we have yet another recyclable, which I think they thought they were gonna like, we're gonna get rid of plastic bags, and then we're just gonna charge people for these really cheap, barely better than plastic recyclable bags, and then people will just remember to bring their own bags. What has happened instead is I now own enough recycling bags to build my own city. I could make a city out of just recycled bags called Recycladonia. And that's where you can move to soon, guys. And you will have free eggs and free AC. Recycladonia. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's like the other trick is don't go to the grocery store on an empty stomach. Because then you just shop like a fucking stoned 9-year-old. It's so crazy. I will be like, if I go there hungry, I'm like, okay, what do we need? Probably some chicken breast, and then 12 bags of peanut M&Ms, 2 gallons of ice cream, some whipped cream, and I think that's it. I think it should be good for a week. If I eat a proper meal, I forget the supermarket sells ice cream. That's the difference. That one works. That is a trick that actually works. If you go to the supermarket hungry, you're fucked. You cannot resist the urge, because in your mind, the only thing that makes sense is I have to eat ice cream. It doesn't even have to be hot. It could be like middle of January, snowing, and I'm like, dude, ice cream's better on a cold day. What are we even talking about, dude? Beeline straight for the ice cream when I'm hungry. And it's like, I'm not even hungry for ice cream, but when you get to that level of hunger where you're like, I'll probably eat anything, and then you walk into a place that sells everything, dude, your mind and your stomach is like, just go get the good shit. So that trick works, but the no bag trick just leads to dropping stuff, and then you're probably gonna owe money for breaking a fucking fruit stand thing when you're like diving to save the fucking $7 jar of kimchi that you went by, because you're like, I don't want to break it because then I'm gonna have to buy a second one and then pay for the first one and then probably help the employee clean it up. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm an amateur plate spinner. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I was just practicing. So yeah, long story short, eggs are too much and they should be free. So look, speaking of prices and things that suck, I saw another article about skip lag, which if you don't know what this is, I know what this is because I travel for a goddamn living. Let me just read what it is off of this article. Skip lagging, also known as hidden city ticketing, is when an air traveler buys a ticket for a flight with a layover before the final destination and then departs at the layover airport, right? Say you're going from, New York City and you want to go to Miami because it's fucking summer and then nightclubs, and I'm going to do fucking cocaine, and then I'm going to take fucking bath salts, I'm going to fight an alligator, and I probably won't come home. That's your plan. But then you're like, dude, tickets to Miami are so much money. How am I going to fight alligators on bath salts? I can't afford that. And then skip lag goes, dude, you're a fucking idiot. This is what you do. You buy a ticket to Shitfuckville, the USA, and then it has a layover in Miami, right? You buy a ticket to like Huntsville, Alabama, where nothing good has ever happened. And then, but they go, we don't have direct flights to Huntsville because who the fuck ever wants to fly direct there or there ever? Then you go to Miami and then Huntsville. But instead, you're like, dude, stupid Huntsville, I'm not going to you. I'm going to Miami to fight an alligator. And then you just get off the plane in Miami. Done. And then an empty seat goes to Huntsville, which is just as good as a seat with a human in it because nothing good's ever happened in Huntsville. So no one might as well go there instead of someone. So that's how skip lag works. And it's a great, it's a great travel hack and a great fuck you to these airlines, that make up rules as they go. and they overcharge for everything. And even if they do fuck up, you have to go through all these hoops just to get back what you're owed, let alone things that they probably should give you because they don't care about the traveler experience at all. So this is a great way to be like, we're screwing you over, sort of. I've done it a few times. And one of the times I honestly had to do it because I couldn't get to, I think I was going to like Vegas to do a nightmare week-long gig at like the old Harrah's. The Improv used to have a club inside the Harrah's, which is like one of the older hotels in Vegas. I think it's gone now. But there weren't any like, it was like a last-minute gig I took, and there weren't any like flights to Vegas, and the few that there were like way more than they should have been. But then there was a flight that was going like to San Francisco with a stop in Vegas, and I was like, I'll do the skip lag thing, get off in Vegas, and then not go to San Francisco. Done. And it was cheaper than whatever direct flight to Vegas I was looking for, which I was like, what a great website. And the only trick to pulling off the trick is you can't check luggage because your luggage goes to the final destination. So you get a ticket to, Miami to fight alligators, but then your final destination is Huntsville. Your suitcase is going to end up in Huntsville, where a bunch of backwater hillbillies are going to dig through it and then curse the technology that's in it, because a lot of them have never seen laptops. So they're just like, what is this? And then they'll see like a camera, and then the click button, and they'll go, it stole my soul. And then they'll bash it with, rocks or whatever technology they do have down there. You don't want to check your stuff. So that's the only thing. You have to go somewhere where you're basically with a carry-on or like a under your seat thing. That's the most you can travel with in order to do. So that's the one snag. Airlines hate skip lag because it's not illegal, but it goes against their policies of ripping you off. So when you find a way to get somewhere cheaper, oh my God, they lose their shit. So they've started changing, the language in their if we catch you doing this, you won't get miles for the flight, or they'll like ban you from the airline forever. It's fucking pouty ass. We don't want you traveling in the exact way we say it's okay for this much money. So they've kicked people off or they'll like detain people at a gate, and they'll be like, is this your final destination? I'd be like, it is now. I would just lie. I'd be like, no, I was going to Huntsville, but then I just thought I forgot I had a friend that lives in Miami. So I thought I'd stop here and then just get another flight. Is it illegal to have a friend that lives in a city where I have a layover? No, go fuck yourselves. But they get so mad. So I encourage everyone to do it, even if you don't have to. I think we should all use skip lag as our primary method of getting around. So there can just be empty seats heading to cities that no one wants to go to anyway. That should be how we all fly. Because look, for anyone listening going, yeah, but the rules are the rules. Airlines change the rules every 10 hours. They will all of a sudden decide that your miles and points don't mean what they did last year. You can get less points now per dollar spent, and then a better way to accrue more points is to get the fucking Delta credit card. It's just, the whole thing is a giant scam to begin with. So scam the scammers. Fuck them. Fuck every airline, and rip them off whenever you can. Get all the free stuff you can. Complain all the time, always complain, always call customer service anytime anything goes wrong, and get any amount of anything coming your way, because they will do it usually to get you off the phone. Because if you have a job like mine where you make your own schedule, you can clear your afternoon to call customer service and not leave them alone until they give you like 1,000 miles or half a refund or meal vouchers or whatever. Anytime anything goes wrong, I'm like, give me something. And they usually do. They usually give you something back. Okay, fine. Maybe the time spent trying to get something back is like, are you really getting anything? Yeah, because I'm getting my fucking rage against corporations out of me. And then I'm getting sometimes $100 travel voucher, like, 1,000, 1,500 miles or whatever, those things sort of add up. I've traveled to places for free because I've been able to complain my way into it. You know, this flight was delayed 3 hours. The Wi-Fi didn't work. The TV doesn't work. Complain. They'll give you shit. They have literally, they have them itemized. If this doesn't work, they'll give you X amount of miles. So yeah, skip lagged is not illegal. And I think the airlines have tried to sue individual people. It's insane. There's no amount of money that's enough for them. So they have to wring out every last dollar you have. And then when you try and find a workaround, even if it's like innocent enough, you're like, I just want to get to the city and there were no flights. They're like, you're banned from our airline. Fuck off. Tell everyone about skiplag, skiplag.com. Go use it. Do what they don't want you to do. Delta, a couple years ago, just out of nowhere, or last year, decided they were like, oh, remember how we said it takes $5,000 in tickets to get to gold status? Well, out of nowhere, for no reason, it now takes $8,000, $3,000 in 1 year. So you're like working your way towards status, and then out of nowhere, they just go, you now have to spend $3,000 more, and then get X amount of more, 50,000 more actual travel miles to get gold status. Where like last year, I was in like silver, and I was like almost at gold, and now I'm never gonna fucking get to gold. And they don't, no warning, no nothing. Oh, you were so close. We're going to get, because they're not about fairness. They're about just like, we want more of your money no matter what it takes. So why can't we flip the script on them? It's not illegal. Do it. Oh, I hate when corporations just make up the rules as they go and have not even an ounce of fucking compassion for the customers that have no other choice. I mean, there's like 5 fucking airlines. You have no choice but to spend all this money. I get so worked up about like bad corporate business practices like that. And then employees that take the side of the company that they're working on. Unreal when people do that. They get defensive. Like they will fire you. They'll lay you off without any warning if all of a sudden their projected profits aren't what they're going to be. And they're still making money. So just decide to lay off thousands of people, and you'll be let go with them. The best employees are the ones that realize how stupid this whole thing is. And they're like, you know what? I'm actually on your side, the consumer. So let's me and you fucking steal, like we're stealing some free air conditioning out of this fucking supermarket. I'm going to just fucking slip you a couple of miles. That's what they should do. Slip you a couple of miles. No, fucking get out of here. Yeah, any employee that takes the side of the business they're working for. I've never worked anywhere. Growing up, when I had to have shitty jobs, I was never on the side of the business. If someone like complained about something, I'd be like, yeah, here's a free burrito. First job was like a fast foodie kind of burrito place. Someone would complain about something, I wouldn't be like, oh, but you didn't say, so here. I'd be like, yeah, dude, life is fucking shitty. You probably forgot for some good reason. Even if it's not a good reason, here's another burrito. And what's my manager going to say? What's going on there? The customer was unhappy. Aren't we supposed to make the customer happy? Just here, take it. I don't care. Take the thing from this company. Anyway, go out there and get some free fucking air conditioning. Go breathe some fucking air out of a supermarket and steal some eggs. No, I can't say that. I mean, I can say that. Don't steal any eggs. All right. See you later. Thanks for listening to all that, if you even made it that far.
It's the end of the
Bye.
show. Like, subscribe, and comment. Don't be a dick.